Hey, how are you? I hope that you are doing very, very well tonight or today whenever you're watching this. We are doing a very lo-fi ramble because I'm on my little mini mic and I'm on my iPhone. As always though, that's nothing new. You are currently set up right next to the bed and I am in Budapest, Hungary right now, which is crazy. So sit back, relax. I'm going to give you kind of a ramble. I'll kind of tell you what's been up in my life recently, and then I will tell you what's kind of going to come. And yeah, talk about my travels and stuff, I guess. We'll see how far we get into it. I am currently waiting to go out on a river cruise, but yeah, so life has been pretty interesting lately. It's been good. If you don't know, well, I guess a lot of you might not know because I pre-recorded a lot of my videos for YouTube for this month, but most of this month I'm actually traveling. I'm traveling with one of my best friends from college. He lives in England. I'm from the United States, so I flew over and I've been staying with him for basically all of November. And this weekend we went on a trip to Budapest. And the exciting thing is that when you see this, I'm no longer going to be here. But yeah, we're in Hungary, which is right next to Ukraine, which is like we're in Eastern Europe. And yeah, we basically did it on the whim this week. My friend works during the weekdays, and we decided, I think the day, like Thursday or so, or Wednesday, that we were going to go do this. And so we bought tickets to Budapest for Friday night, and we got on the train to Luton, or whatever, which is one of the airports in England. And talk about a stressful trip, y'all. Me and my friend, we barely make it. Okay, here's some lessons to be learned if you're ever traveling through Europe. We take the train, which is fine. The thing is, there some trains were delayed, so there's a train that was delayed. We get there, it's like 30 minutes, and we're taking Wizz Airlines, which is it's a low fare type of airplane carrier, and we only have our backpacks, which is really exciting. But we get there and we forgot they have this policy where if you're supposed to check in 3 hours before the flight, and if you don't, you have to check in person. So we run there, we're right on time. They tell us we have to pay extra to check in, like 40 euros, which is insane. Then we almost miss then they're like, oh, it's already shut down, like we can't board you because no, it's an hour already till the flight, so we can't do tickets. But then thankfully, Luton, whatever, I don't know how you pronounce it, let me know in the comments if you know. It's a very small airport in England, in London, outside London. My friend had never taken it, and he's lived here for like a year and a half now. And yeah, so we basically got our boarding passes, which was thankfully amazing. And then we go through security, and we barely make it to our flight. We grab Burger King, and we just go, and we're sprinting. And we basically, they're boarding, and we literally sit down at the boarding gate, and we're like, we'll be last. We just ate our food as everyone started boarding. And then we got on the plane, and I sat next to, me and my friend were split up. I sat next to two guys from Athens, Greece, and they had also missed their flight in England earlier, and this was their flight to get back home. So they were going to Budapest, and then they such a burpy boy. Oh my god, guys. I have like I don't know if you've ever noticed my videos, I sometimes have trouble speaking. I think it's something in my body. I have a very small windpipe, I think. So it's very, sometimes I get, when I get excited, I can't breathe, and then I start doing these things. So bear with me if you've ever noticed this in my videos. It's something that I can't fully help. I need to just relax. So yeah, I see these guys from Athens, and they had a layover in Budapest, but it was really cool because we chatted. I chatted with them, and they're telling me, you know, they've never been in London, and they're in London. And they also told me, you know, I was like, oh, would you ever go to America? And they're like, well, you know, flights to the US is like $1,200, $1,500. To put in perspective, the average income monthly for people in Greece is like $700. So it would be 2 months of saving just to fly one way, or fly, you know, however it is. And I was like, whoa. But he did say, he was like, I did notice when I was in London that, and this can be applicable for, you know, US too. He was like, I did notice that it was, people were always work, and then they'd go home and sleep, and then do it all over again. And he was like, in Greece, what we do is we work, but then we get off, we get coffee, and then we hang out with our friends, and then we watch a movie, and then we like stay up till 1, and then we sleep, and we go back to work at 6. And he's like, there's more of a livelihood than there is in London and the US. And I made that crossover to the US. He was just talking about London, but it made me realize, like, this is why I love traveling too. It makes you realize just how much of a mind game we're all into. Not being like political or anything, but it's just like, there's so many different ways to live life, and we in the Western world live it in a way that's very productive, quote unquote, trying to make money, trying to support people, which has its pros, obviously, but also life isn't always like that. And I actually just finished a book today. It's called, actually, let me go get it. I'll be right back. Hi, I am back. It's this book. It's called Swimming in the Dark by Tomasz Didorowski. And if you like any queer books, I'd recommend that. It gives me Call Me By Your Name vibes. And I'll read you what it's about, but I'll tell you, I finished it today, and it kind of changed my thinking on some stuff. But it says, in the back, it says, Poland, 1980, shy, anxious Ludwig has been sent along with the rest of his university class to an agricultural camp where he meets Genoese. Together they spend a dreamlike summer falling in love. But with summer over, the two are sent back to Warsaw, confronted by the scrutiny, intolerance, and corruption of life under the party. Ludwig and Genoese must decide how they will survive, and in their different choices find themselves torn apart. So, this book, it's around 200 pages. Like it said, it actually takes place during communist era in Poland, and it just made me realize the internal fight. So it's about these two boys that fall in love, and it's the classic, you know, like society won't accept you type of thing. That's been known before, and because it's very relevant. But it was also talking about, you know, living in this world where communism, this world of like wanting to be free versus wanting to support your country. And it's really good. It's not like propaganda or anything. It's just very, the main character wants to go to the West, and you kind of find out at the beginning that he does go to New York. And then you find out that the other boy, throughout it, becomes part of the government on the other side of Poland. And the view of the lens is like the main reason why the main character leaves is because it's so poor, and like his grandma is sick and they can't get medicine, and all these things that are pretty, I think, real in history during this time. And it just made me realize, like, I finished reading this on the train today, like, in Budapest, and it just makes you realize, like, reading these books, it made me really sad. You fall in love, they fall in love, and then they're torn apart. That's kind of like how most gay books are, which I don't know about you, but it breaks my heart all the time. That's how Call Me By Your Name was, and all of them, and, you know. But it does something really special because it makes you realize that it's not, I kind of got away from the book, it's not where you are that really matters, it's who you're with that matters the most. You know, he went to the US and he seems like happier now, the main character, but his thoughts and memories are back at home, and yeah, it was sucky, but they had each other. So I would highly recommend, if you want a nice book, like a gay love book, that is pretty feel good and not too cliche and very, you know, has its moments. Read this book. I will say in the beginning it kind of did seem a little innocent, and you know, you can see the main character like, oh no, he's gonna get in like trouble, and like, oh, don't fall in love, like all that stuff, you know, like those classic thoughts. But throughout the book, it does some things that you wouldn't expect to happen. So I recommend it. But I finished reading this in Budapest, and I've read this on the flight. I read it for like 2 hours, and I actually got this book in London last year, so it's very, very good. And yeah, and then I was traveling through Europe, like Budapest. And my friend and I, we got in last night. Budapest is a very party central city. We are staying near the party central, which neither of us really party around. So yeah, we went and got a drink last night, kind of walked around. I think we'll do that again tonight. But then we went to bed, woke up, and it was raining near you guys. Raining a lot. And we actually spent our day today going to a public bathhouse. A public bathhouse. Budapest is known for this really famous bathhouse. It's from 1913, I think. And it's basically, if you've never been to a bathhouse, I never have, but they have like these 2 natural springs, hot springs that feed into it, and it's basically hot tubs, and you can get a massage there. And we went at noon and it was raining, but you go, they give you a little wristband, they give you a locker, you go change in your swimsuit, you bring your own towel, and then you go down to the pool and you put your towel out, and there's just a massive amount of people in this pool. And you get in and you just feel really warm. And it's amazing. There were 2 tubs. There's one that was really green, that had some stuff like floating through it. And my friend, like, we didn't know what it was, but we looked later and it was like the natural hot spring stuff, I think. And then there's on the other side, and there was like a lap pool in the middle. On the other side, there was this blue hot tub that had like a swirly pool in it, which was really fun. There weren't really any kids, it was all adults, and it was so nice. It cost around, I think, like $31, and you can be there as long in the day as you want. And there's something, I don't know if you've ever done it, but there's something really, it reminded me of this book. There's something really nice about being in a bathhouse, being around all these people. You're in this hot tub, and it made me realize, like, in the US, you shower, you bathe, everything's so singular and by itself and individualistic. And here, you know, it's a public bathhouse. People go there to relax. Everyone's smiling. Yeah, it's like a little dirty. It's a little suspicious. You know, it's a little like, okay, like, how clean is this? But there's something really nice about relaxing around other people, relaxing. And I just kept thinking of this book. I was literally like 10 pages left in this book all day, and I just finished it like an hour ago. So I was just thinking about how it's going to end, and, you know, just connection and stuff. I, you know, have been, don't know about you, but I've been longing for connection recently. A lot of priorities are changing in my life. I've been work for so long to a fault where I don't even know what I'm working towards anymore. And these books, they kill me because they don't usually end well, but they bring a lot of love into my life in a way that, if you've ever read any of those books, if you're interested in any of those books, you know, they change you in a way. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, so we did that, and then we, you know, did that for 2 hours, which was great. And then we walked around to a castle. We went to, you know, I got some fried cheese on the stick. My friend got a sausage, Hungarian sausage, and then we went, to a museum. It was really cool. It was a museum, and then we walked back here, and we've been here for like an hour. We're gonna go on a cruise on the Danube River, which is the river that passes. So Budapest is in Hungary, northern Hungary, and Budapest is actually, I didn't know this. This is why traveling is fun. You can learn about different places before you go. Budapest used to be 2 different cities, Buda and then Pest, and then the river, Danube River, crossed it in between, and one day they just combined them, so they did Buda and Pest, created Budapest. So yeah, it's been raining all day today, but yeah, so we're gonna go on a cruise. It's bottomless champagne, some snacks, and then we're gonna probably come back, eat a pizza, go get some drinks, and then we leave tomorrow. We leave tomorrow at like 5 p.m. So we're gonna get up. It's gonna be sunny. Probably walk around, see some more sights, and then make our way to the airport. So it's really interesting reading. Sorry, going back to this book, but I feel in a very like melancholy state. There's a weird peace and feeling in that, and I don't know if that sounds ridiculous for me saying, but I don't know. Sometimes beautiful things come to an end, and it's just, you know, figuring out how to appreciate it when it's there. You know, sometimes we're so scared of losing things that we don't learn to embrace them and enjoy them. Sometimes we're so worried about what's coming that we don't enjoy what's right now. And it's okay. Enjoying right now is not going to look or feel like what it did moments ago, years ago. You're still going to be anxious. You're still going to feel stressed. You're still going to feel weird. But you can still enjoy it. It feels new. And that's okay. Yeah. So we'll see, and then I have more adventures coming up. I'm going to go back to London, and then we're going to go to Iceland before Thanksgiving. And then I'll make my way back to my lovely room that you guys so know of very soon. But yeah, I thought I'd kind of do a life update more recent. I think that'll work very well. But yeah, my friends were about to go, so I'm going to say goodbye. Remember to be weird, be yourself, be kind to others, and treat yourself really well. And subscribe and like this video, and consider joining our membership program too. It helps the channel a lot, and you get to build your own bee. It's really fun. But take care, friend, and I will see you very soon. Very soon. Bye.